So when the first, as far as I understand this, firstly, did you ever play the Sonic game?
I mean, not really.
That means yes.
Well, not really. No, I mean, it was on and I might have had, a go, but not in the way that people actually really take part in these kind of things.
Okay. Well, when the first...
I've done some Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Does that count?
I think so. When the Sonic trailer first came out, people were appalled by the design of Sonic. They didn't like the CG Sonic because they said that it had basically messed up the design of the original Sonic. They didn't like the fact that it was kind of creepily slightly human in the way in which the body shape was and the way in which the facial expressions moved and the teeth, and they really, really reacted badly to it. And so the makers said, okay, fine, well, we hear the criticism and we're going to go back and we're going to redesign the central character to make it more like the Sonic that you all know and love, as opposed to the Sonic that we dreamed up in this CG version, okay? So now we have a new Sonic, more like the old one. Not the old one, but more like the old one. I mean, two eyes as opposed to the one sort of joined up thing, but closer to the old one than to the thing that was the new one that people really, really disliked. Sent to Earth to escape the clutches of otherworldly forces. He arrives in Green Hills, Montana, befriends a local sheriff played by James Marsden, but evil Dr. Robotnik, who is played by Jim Carrey, never knowingly underplayed.
That's true.
Is attempting to get hold of Sonic's superpowers, and so Sonic and the sheriff team up. Meanwhile, Dr. Robotnik is teaming up with the US government to get Sonic. You get the idea. Have we got a clip? We've got a clip. Here we go.
The time for talking is over. It's time to push buttons.
Your flying eggs are pretty impressive, Mr. Eggman. But let's face it, you'll never catch me.
Confidence. A fool's substitute for intelligence.
That's not good.
Sonic, I know you got the super speed and everything, but Maddie and I?
Totally defenseless? Probably gonna get blown up?
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't worry, I know exactly what to do.
I was not expecting that. But I was expecting not to expect something, so it doesn't count.
Okay, just because I've now finally forgotten. I'm right. Hall Pass was Bobby and Peter Farrelly. Peter Farrelly did indeed go on to do Green Book, and I was so there's a weird connection that in the case of Hall Pass, it was co-directed by somebody who went on to win the Oscar for best.
So Sonic the Hedgehog is directed by Peter Farrelly with a Hall Pass.
No, I'm sorry, I was just I knew that there was I could never remember which was which, but yes, Hall Pass is Bobby and Peter Farrelly. Bobby Farrelly was the person who complained about the light loss. Peter Farrelly was the one who went on to direct Green Book.
Well, who's Hall Pass then?
Hall Pass was the film that was the TV movie of the week that we're not supposed to watch. Okay, now so back to Sonic the Hedgehog. The last time this kind of thing happened was...
what kind of thing?
The thing that I was talking about before I got sidetracked into the thing about Hall Pass, about a trailer being released and a character being redesigned because the audience don't like it, was...
So are we talking... So the original Sonic...
Yeah, we're now on Sonic, okay?
So
when the first Sonic trailer came out... Okay, the Hall Pass thing I've done, okay?
We've parked the Hall Pass.
We've parked the Hall Pass, okay?
Park the pass.
Park the pass.
Fine. So Sonic... There's the original Sonic, and when it came out, they didn't like that.
No, when the trailer came out with the original version of Sonic, the fans didn't like it.
That.
So they redesigned it.
Yes.
And when was the last time a trailer for a CG creature came out and the audience said, we don't like that, so they went back and fixed it?
Last Tuesday.
No, what was the film?
I don't know.
Cats.
Oh, Cats. Was it Cats?
For God's sake, this is the most open... Please tell me you were all shouting Cats in the studio. Please tell me it wasn't just me. Everyone was shouting Cats.
It's just you.
Okay. Cats, right?
Yeah,
When
Cats.
everyone saw the trailer for Cats, they went, that's terrible.
They did.
Okay? And then they listened to the criticism and they went, it's okay, we'll redesign it. And they redesigned Cats and it was still terrible.
Yes.
And then after it had been released in cinemas, the director said, it's because there's problems with fur that people don't like it. We've got to redesign it.
So with Sonic...
They did it. With Sonic, they redesigned it. And you know what? It appears to have worked.
Oh.
Because Sonic the Hedgehog, which I never had huge expectations for, and I have to say is probably at best okay, is a much better movie than Cats. Firstly, because
That's not the greatest compliment, is it?
no, it's also, I can imagine they're not going to put on. I mean, if you compare it with the game to screen transitions of, say, for example, well, we're going back to the 90s, it was Super Mario Brothers, or Super Mario Bros, I think it was called officially, or Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme. I know that since then we've had some great sort of game to video things. I mean, you've had. Like, if you think about Pokemon Detective Pikachu, which is a really brilliant film, which I know comes from a number of different sources, but it's possible, or the Lego movie, which technically, because the Lego movie is based on Lego, but it's basically based on the Lego, console game, as opposed to being based on Lego.
Yes.
Those are great movies.
Yes.
Generally, video games to films, not great movies. So in the case of this, it's not Detective Pikachu and it's not the Lego movie, but on the other hand, it's not Super Mario Brothers and it's not Street Fighter. It's not terrible. It's bearable.
And this is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sonic the Hedgehog we're talking about. Hall Pass, which is made by the Farrellys, is unbearable.
And the Farrellys got nothing to do with Sonic.
Nothing to do with this. I was just correcting myself because whilst I was looking at it, thinking, because it says on my thing, directed by Bobby Farrelly, but I was just looking it up on IMDb. I can't believe we're back on Hall Pass.
Oh, well, don't. Let's move on.
Fine. Okay. So, Sonic...
Yes.
is bearable.
Okay.
It's not terrible. And I had gone in thinking it was going to be terrible, but they've listened to the criticisms and I wasn't bothered by the design. I know that some people really, really were, but I'm not because I have nothing invested in Sonic the Hedgehog, so it didn't really bother me either way.